everyone, and welcome to the Football FCU live watch along. We're watching Chelsea and Atletico Madrid today. I'm looking forward to this match. Lads, before we talk about any shit, we're going to be looking at reviewing some of the results we gave there on Saturday. So before we go into looking at that, we'll just look at this match real quick. So the starting teams going across the bottom there. So Oblak, Savic, Felipe, Hermoso, Llorente, Koke, Lamar, Sol, Correa, Felix, and Suarez for Atletico. Then we have Mendy, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, Kovacic, Jorginho, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Alonso, Werner, Mount, and Abraham for Chelsea. Lads, what do you think on this one? Do you think Chelsea are going to get at now this, or do you think this is going to be affecting a bit of a whitewash, man? What do you reckon on this one?
I think Atletico have lost their last two league games, so they've let Real Madrid straight back into the title hunt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Chelsea away from home could be a good show here.
I don't know. What do you reckon?
I'm interested to see Giroud, Werner, and did you say Abraham all starting together?
No, Giroud's not starting. Mount and
I thought I seen Giroud in the lineup. Yeah, he is. Where's Giroud here in the lineup?
I must have the wrong lineup then. I'll have to adjust that. Maybe have a look.
Kovacic, Jorginho, Mount in the middle. Then it's Werner, Giroud, and Hudson-Odoi is starting.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I don't know where I've got that other starting lineup from. I don't know. I think I got from Live Score. Usually they're right. Hold on a sec. I'll just get a quick change on that one.
Hudson-Odoi is obviously back in the good books though.
Yeah, it was an interesting one with him. I think it was more kind of. I think it was more Tuchel coming out and just challenging him. I think more than that.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Luis Suarez here, and he is the image of Maradona at 40 years in a history of cocaine use.
Yeah.
I hope he bangs a hat trick in here though.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if he does. To be honest with you. Lads, I'm gonna say, lads, just give score predictions. Lads, real quick score predictions.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Atletico, but Chelsea to get an away goal be the key thing.
I'm gonna go 1-0.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be low scoring goal. I think Atletico might just win 1-0 here. I don't really fancy Chelsea's starting team. I don't know. Looks like they might be playing slightly different. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Alonso does look pretty high up, so maybe they're not in the tree. Look like they're in centre. So yeah.
What a time!
Yeah.
Give him yellow for that.
I just don't think. I think that was a free.
No way.
It's a booking as well.
Oh, I don't know about that.
There.
That's disgusting. No,
how is our Mount is out the next one?
Lads, I'm just gonna. Did he give a yellow?
Yeah, that's atrocious.
First, that's just for the record. I think Simeone's class, and I'd love to see him at Chelsea someday.
Do you think he'll come to the Premier League?
I think he'd go to Chelsea. I think Chelsea might be the most likely one he'll go to.
I'm sure Liverpool are going to have the next vacancy, so I'd say he's a shoe runner for them.
Put that back up. Lads, for the record, I'm watching this on Sky Go because Sky.
You want to sort out that keeper, Connie?
What?
He is supposed to be behind me again, are you?
Yeah, it must be right behind. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm only saying that there now, yeah.
Alright, I'll try and pause it.
Jesus Christ, what's he playing at? Like
the pass.
Yeah, sorry. Just for anyone that's watching us, I was supposed to have Sky coming out and fixing me TV, and we rang in and we gave out shit because there's a bit of wind and rain, and the satellite obviously moved, and then they said they were coming out for the 22nd, I think it was, which I think was yesterday. And we rang them up, no sign of anybody. Oh, we have you booked in for the 22nd of March. I was like, are you fucking winding me up? Fucking missus is on the phone going absolutely mad to them. And then the closest we can get now is the 6th of March. So I don't know, TV till the 6th of March. So this is being streamed on Sky Go. So Sky can go fuck themselves. That's a free kick. Thank you. Sorry, just going to grab the phone. 1 sec.
Tuchel's a weird looking fella, isn't he?
Yeah, he's mad looking.
Yeah. Just seeing him there with his big eyes, and I was like, holy fuck, I've never seen him like that. What do you make of the Hudson-Odoi thing, Collie?
Yeah, I just think he was. I don't know. It was a weird one because how do I word this? It's like he's trying to challenge him, but also trying to like teach him a lesson at the same time. Like Hudson-Odoi is still very kind of young and immature. Like so, when you come off the bench and you don't show that kind of hunger and desire and basically extra legs, fresh legs, and you come on and he basically said he had an attitude and he came on and didn't really do what they wanted him to do, so whipped him back off. And like I'm all for doing that, like, but to me it just seemed a bit rehearsed or something. I don't know. It was just strange.
Sky Sports did a thing on it that Carragher, I don't know if you watched the video on it, I was watching it on YouTube earlier, and it was basically the breakdown of Hudson-Odoi performance. What was the last game previous to Southampton?
Testing me now.
Well, whoever it was, right, he played and he was pressing, and they gave the examples, but in the 10 minutes or so, however many minutes he was on against Southampton, you actually seen the examples of him pressing high. Now, he gave the ball away like 7 times in the time that he was in. So what is that, losing the ball every minute and a few seconds, which probably isn't great. And he probably deserves to get roped off after that alone. But it actually didn't look like, looked like he was pressing, that way. It didn't look like he was just strolling around. It didn't look like he wasn't interested. It looked like he was very interested.
Well, look, he has bundles of talent. There's a reason Bayern Munich are looking for him. Well, don't know so much now, but like they were looking for him there a season or two ago. Like, so he does definitely have a lot of kind of potential. I think he's getting a little bit more slack than some of the other English young lads, like the likes of say Greenwood and stuff like that. I feel like there's a bit more pressure put on him. Like I don't know what it is, like. But he seems to be getting cut a bit more slack than usual than the rest of them. Like, I'm not.
Is he performing well this season for you? Like, would you be happy with how he's doing?
Since Tuchel's come in, he's definitely been playing really well. Like, and he's been playing a lot more. Lampard wasn't really playing him that much. He was kind of bringing him on and off, but he was only bringing him on for maybe 15-minute spells and stuff like that. So it was. There was very one thing where I thought we could kind of be a bit better on was with him, like in particular. Go on, it's poor ball. So I like Hudson-Odoi.
I reckon if you pause for like 4 seconds, what you'd be.
What minute are you on? What's the exact time on the clock?
6:09.
6:09, yeah.
I'm 6:30 here.
Oh.
Anytime I pause it though and I play it again, it goes back to, like, it just speeds up to where I was.
Just delay. Can you just pause yourself or fast forward yourself across? Just your own personal brain.
I'm trying not to react to give it away.
You just want to. I'll just know when there's a goal. She'd be like that staring at me.
Yeah. I'll do a little sign thing. I'll tap my head 3 times or something. Here, I'll go out with it again and see where it brings me to.
This is probably Chelsea's biggest threat. Is maybe from a corner or something. I see that's probably their most likely way of scoring, or a set piece. Like,
I'd say Tuchel though tactically will suit Chelsea for Champions League.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. Like, again, I just think they're weak at the back. Without Thiago Silva there, the likes of or with the likes of Christensen there, hadn't really not a fan of him. And I can guarantee you, if we do concede a goal tonight, it'll be probably through the fault of Ericsson or Christensen. You'll see his positioning isn't great. Like, he really needs somebody with a bit of experience kind of moving him around. Like,
What's
I
going
hate
on
that
with
phrase when they give
Zuma?
it to certain
Why is
defenders.
Christensen starting?
he had Zuma starting the last game, I think. I don't know. He doesn't seem to fancy. Do you know what it is? I don't think he fancies the French players for some reason. I don't know whether it was just he was fed up being over in France or whatever it was. But like, the French players all seem to be taking the back burner, and all the German players and stuff, like the likes of Rudiger, he's German. Like, he's after coming in and stop it.
What time are you at there?
10, 9, 18 or 8, 18. Sorry,
Oh no, I'm still 30 seconds ahead of you.
8:23. Oh man.
So, Collie, what's
Let's go to break,
what's the
so
story with the last round of Premier League fixtures there? Like, what were they?
Yeah,
close to
so
anything?
we'll look at what we predicted and what the results were and how close we were. What I'd like to do, lads, is I'd actually like to start some sort of little league between us. I know it's pretty much fucking the season's done now, but I would like to give out a point system just between us for the crack, like, and see who's performing better on the weekly results. Like, so we'll look at the first one. We had Wolves and Leeds. So I went with a 2-2 draw, and I went with Bamford to score. Paddy had a 1-0 win with Neto to score. Connor had a 1-1 draw with Rafinha to score, and Man, you had 3-2 with Bamford. You thought there was going to be goals in that game, which I probably wouldn't have been too surprised at. So I'm more surprised at the result there, the low scoring result anyway. And Paddy nailed it with 1-0, but just he had Neto to score, and the goal was an own goal from the goalkeeper. So Paddy done well on that one. Paddy and Malin, you had the result right, but obviously he had the scoreline. You just had the result. So a few points for Paddy on that one. Again, we could have to work out some sort of system to do, like, be something similar, I think, to the Super Six if we were going to be doing it. Like,
you're probably better off waiting until the new season and do an actual
do a league. Yeah.
I wouldn't even, I wouldn't worry about goal scores and stuff. I'd just do results.
Yeah, the results are good. Like,
you can set up a league, and you can have anybody who's listening can join, and they just post in their predictions.
Yeah. Well, actually, what we can do, we can actually create a Super Six, an actual Super Six league, and what that'll do is it'll actually just do it for us. It'll take all the work out, and we just give a code. It's like a fancy football league, and we just
Chelsea are playing well.
Just do it that way. Yeah, I'm happy with how they started. They're pressing.
They're playing, and they're keeping the ball. They're being patient. They're not being too eager.
Lads, Kovacic's fucking brilliant. You know that? Watch how good he is. Go and buy a player. When he gets the ball, run and buy the player.
You're not going to be a fan of Christensen now in 30 seconds.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Killing me.
I'll leave you in suspense over that one.
Yeah, Kovacic's very good. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Great effort. So that was the Wolves and Leeds one. What did you think of that result anyway? Sorry, that's me opening the cans. Is that a surprising result? Especially such a low score and kind of. Or you weren't on the last pod, so never gave any score predictions. Would you have been anywhere near 1-0 or?
No, I think anytime I see Leeds play, and I go for at least 3 goals in a game. So being a 1-0 and how late on that goal was, quite surprised. I'd be surprised at what the odds were for a 1-0 win.
Yeah. You're surprised at that one, man. Obviously you had the 3-2 and you had the high amount of goals, so.
Yeah, it's not really. I suppose it was such a hard game to call between the two, because that result could have gone anyway. When you look at Leeds and Wolves, they're both 2 footballing sides. So that result is probably one of the hardest. Whenever it comes up, it'll probably be one of the hardest to predict. But obviously, I thought there'd be a lot more goals, and it didn't turn out that way. But good result for Wolves, in fairness.
Yeah, I'd say they were probably happy enough to fucking just come away with it. But they haven't been playing great lately, so interesting to see. Yeah, they haven't been playing great lately, so I'd say they'll just take it and run. Alonso hasn't been doing too bad since he's come back into the team. Should have switched that big time.
Yeah, I thought it was if he switched it, they were on.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking hell. Alonso, I was just saying there, he's been really good since he's come back into the team. Like, I actually thought he was older than he is. He's only 30. I thought he was about 34. There's nothing wrong with that tackle.
Oh.
Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Thought it was in. I've been waiting 30 seconds to say that now. I kind of have to count in my head to 30 before I say anything.
There's no way for you to get that back, is there?
No. Keep trying. Every time I go, I even exit out of it and close it again. It just...
yeah, it goes back.
It goes back, yeah. If you hit live on your thing, Collie, does it change? I use it on Sky Go, are you? And then Melon's BT. Yeah. So I'm on RT player, so.
Well, that's funny, yeah. That's the next game. We'll look at the next one while we're here. Southampton Chelsea. Obviously not a great result for Chelsea. 1-1. Paddy went with a Chelsea win. He went with a 2-1 Chelsea win with Werner to score. Connor went with a 3-1 win. Go on. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So close.
How is he missing that? He shouldn't be missing that.
Werner is dirty, he is. Jesus Christ. You know, just when he gets a bit of confidence back, like, and like a chance like that comes, like, he surely has to be scoring them. Like, if he was at Dortmund, they'd bang that in, like. Yeah, Connor went with 3-1 Chelsea. What did I say? Oh, Dortmund, yeah, sorry. Connor went 3-1 to Chelsea with Werner, and Melanie went 3-0 with Werner. I haven't got wrote down what I went to. I think it was 2-1 Chelsea and Mount. So none of us got the prediction right anyway, and none of us got the score right. Did you see Minamino's goal?
Yeah, unbelievable. Composure.
Yeah, very nice finish.
To sit the two of them down, but again, that's a game Chelsea should have been winning, really.
Yeah, definitely. That is. I think 2 goals in 2 games or something for Minamino. He's actually been playing pretty well with them. Goes to show like what the hidden, not the hidden talents, but the talents that like aren't really getting a game. The likes of Liverpool and stuff like that. Like if you're a team like that, like Southampton or something, when you go trying to buy off people's benches, you're probably nearly better off. Like big teams' benches, like.
It helps when you're going on loan to a team that try play similar football to the club you've left.
Yeah,
it's easier to adapt and it's easier to get into the team then. And once you get a run of form like he has, and he's got a couple of goals, he's going to make a bit of a difference. But like Southampton, at the end of the day, they're so hit and miss as well.
Is there VAR in the Champions League?
Oh,
that's a pen.
Is there VAR?
Any chance VAR?
No replay as of yet that I've got.
No.
His touch is atrocious though, Cody. Jesus Christ. You'll see it now in a few seconds.
It's just a lack of confidence, like.
What did you make of that Chelsea result, Collie?
Yeah, I wasn't happy. We weren't creative. We didn't really do anything. Like we were very poor in the final third. Like there was no final pass, there was no killer pass. There was a couple of little chances the likes of Werner had and stuff like, but I just wasn't happy with how they were performing and the work rate that was going into it. Like, I think they're the type of games that we can't afford to be losing, like, or dropping points in even at this stage of the season. Like,
Collie, everyone's doing it. Like everyone is doing
I know, yeah.
it.
Come on, Werner.
Like if you look at West Ham, like who would thought West Ham would be fourth going into this season?
Yeah. Yeah. He's poor.
And even Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard looks like a new man playing for the Hammers.
See, Chelsea hold on to the ball pretty well, and then it's the last ball into the box. It's just so bad. Like, just example there, Werner doing that. Like, a lot of Chelsea stuff. What? How's that a corner?
I think he's given handball, has he?
That's
Oh, no, he hasn't. He's given a corner.
Oh, okay. It looked like everyone was walking out.
It looked like the referee pointed for a free out.
Yeah. That's how about Tiger Woods being in that car crash there.
Yeah, it's
to say on it.
This is the car that he's been in. He was in that car, and apparently they had to cut him out with the jaws of life, or whatever you call that thing that they say. Apparently, it's called the jaws of life.
Saying multiple leg injuries, and he's currently.
I just seen that. Yeah, he broke both legs apparently.
Jesus.
Fucking hell! It's not the first time he's been involved in a car crash. I hope he wasn't fucking twisted or out of his face on drugs again.
Single car collision, Collie. You wouldn't know what was going on. You know?
Yeah, that's.
That could be him over now. Like double leg break, depending on how severe it was. Like that front of the car is nearly gone. You know that way.
Yeah.
If that,
I'd be very fucking surprised if he comes back, like, because he has serious back injuries and his knee was a massive issue as well. Like, but now, sure, look, the end of Tiger Woods as we know it. Look, luckily enough, he wasn't fucking killed. Like
that.
Yeah, I do like the. I hope it was just fucking hit a bit of ice on the road or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I hope it's not another drunken incident where he's been. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. Let's look at the next game that we have there. I fucking nailed this one, by the way. So we have Burnley and West Brom, and we had Melon. You said 1-0 with McNeil to score. Connor went 1-0 with Rodriguez, and Paddy went 1-0 to Burnley with Rodriguez, and I went 0-0. Lads, I finished 0-0. So. I think it pretty much played out as I was saying, where like you have a decent enough Burnley team at the back, and then you just have Big Sam's kind of dogged West Brom team who are just kind of launch the ball forward usually. So they seem to cancel each other out, and I think one of the teams I think was dominating possession at one stage and then just fucking kind of fell off it, like. But yeah, it's an interesting one there, 0-0. Poor result really for Burnley. I think they have to be winning them type of matches, don't they?
That's for me. That's the type of game that you're almost expecting a draw over, aren't you? Really, like they're two teams that might just sit back against each other. Like, I don't think either team has any real player that can try and lock defenses.
Yeah. What are we saying now?
It was a Burnley and Brighton, did you say? Or Burnley and
West Brom.
West Brom. Sorry, West Brom.
West Brom. I guess Burnley are only 15th. Like, I know there's a big gap between the bottom three and the others, but like,
yeah, they run the risk of falling like into that there, though, because I think what we were saying on the podcast was the whole scenario of Fulham winning and Newcastle losing, and that's after happening now, and we've got a lot tighter. Kind of
it's 3 points
to the relegation.
17 and 8.
Yeah. Kovacic stopped diving, man. He just took the ball off you, like. Fuck's sake.
Atletico are at it as well. Look at that. That's a dive. Oh, ref, you are getting sold down the river. Anyone's
Lads,
watching, put a 5 on Mason Mount to be sent off.
lads,
He got carded in the first minute.
you are about 2 minutes ahead of us, I'd say, or
I'm 23:15 seconds right now.
about 20 seconds. Liverpool and Everton, Alan.
Oh, yeah, poor result.
Yeah, really poor result. What happened there?
They lost 2-0.
Yeah, why?
Don't know.
Gonna need more than that. You're great at telling us what happened when they win, and you're great about telling us everything else. That Klopp is fucking a great manager, and it's all about the board. So, I just want to know why is they're losing 2-0 to Everton, your biggest rivals?
It's bound to happen one day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They weren't going to keep the streak forever.
not necessarily. Not with the world class talent that's at his disposal there.
That's out injured, yep.
One player doesn't make a team, man.
One player. Try 10.
I can't even. It's embarrassing. You're just going into your little shell there. Do you know what you're like? You're like a little fucking red turtle out of Mario, just going cowering into his shell. Jump on top of his head, and he just cowers into his little shell.
I'll just save it for the pod on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, that's Jesus! I tell you what, we are Alonso. Know your limits was actually a good hit.
I'm very close to you. I just saw that.
Alonso shooting.
Yeah, where are you now?
That could you're watching the replay though, yeah.
True, yeah. Chelsea throw in now.
I'm still on a replay.
Yeah, it's not a replay here.
Never mind. So
24:50.
I'm definitely 30 seconds ahead of you.
It's the RTE player, lads.
Get off that Sky shit. Goes off when it's windy and raining in Ireland.
Fucking shite it is. Like the first time, this is the second time it's happened, right? And I don't care, Sky, if you're listening and you want to sponsor the podcast, just can fuck off. Because I'd rather have no fucking sponsor than you sponsoring this shit. This shit, here we call me on podcast shit. I meant like this shit, as in like this good shit. I just fucking. This is the second time it's happened. The last time we had a small bit of wind and the fucking satellite dish moved, and your man was called in and he adjusted it. Oh, Jesus, that was a good effort. So yeah, I was pissed out at Sky now. They can go and fuck themselves.
Do you not get up and fix it yourself, Collie? No? Or is it popular?
Good, but I pay for service water, and I'm a man of principle that I pay for service, so I want to receive a service. I could very well go up to the ladder and just try move the dish around and move it back until I got signal, but that's
give it a bit of a
that's not my job, unfortunately. So I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna give a bollocking to the fucking Sky engineer that comes out to fix my dish. So,
and you know what, Collie? He is not going to give two fucks about what you have to say.
And you're not going to give him a bollocking either.
I will. 100% I will. 100% will, because it's the second time it's after happening. It's bad workmanship.
Collie will probably give him the €500 in a charity donation. Like he did some dogs come around.
As if your man cares, like it's his fault.
It is his fault. I want the same engineer sent out that done it the first time, and I want to rub his nose in it. I'm gonna walk up the ladder with him. I'm gonna touch his fucking nose off the dish, and I'm gonna be like, "That's what you done. You shouldn't have done that. That's a bold boy." Then throw him off top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Then I'm hitting with a flying elbow. My dog's asleep inside there. I'm gonna fucking if I start screaming, I'll wake her up. So you better get used to it. Lads, the next game that we looked at was Fulham and Sheffield. We'll run through the predictions. I gave a 1-1 draw with Luckman. I did say that Fulham should win this game, but I didn't think they were going to. I thought this was going to be one where they should win it, but then like something just was going to happen. Paddy absolutely nailed it. He had 1-0 win on Luckman, so he bang on. He had the score and the result. So well done on that one, Paddy. 2-0 to Fulham. Connor had with I don't know who he said the score because I have CA wrote down, so it could be anybody. He had was it Loftus-Cheek? Oh no, that was Marlon. You picked Loftus, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2-1 you had and Loftus-Cheek to score. So yeah, 1-0 to Fulham. Lads, we wouldn't have thought Sheffield United would have been this bad this season compared to last season. Like it's really poor, isn't it? Like there's no way they would have lost to Fulham last year, considering where they finished up and how they were playing. Like,
and the results have been so close. Like if you look at the margins in their games, it's not like they're getting hammered like West Brom are. You know the way they're actually so close in each and every game. They just haven't got the rub of the green.
Yeah, definitely. Lookman's a deadly player. I think I was saying on the podcast, I don't think if Fulham go down, I think they might struggle to hold on to him. I think he's decent enough. Like he could be good at like the likes of a Burnley or something like that. Just for anyone watching and that doesn't have like live score on that, it's 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Lewandowski and Musiala, I don't know how you say his name. He scored. So it's 2-0 to Bayern. Leeds won 3-0, lads. I didn't actually know that. And Bamford scored. And Dallas scored as well, actually. I gave a fucking Dallas goal. And Rafinha. I think 3 of our players scored. Yeah. Melon had Danny Ings. Never mind. Lads, the next one was West Ham and Spurs. Lads, I'm not going to go into it too much about Mourinho because I want to probably do it on this week's podcast. But things are really looking bad there, aren't they, at the moment? Like 2-1 against West Ham. I know like Moyes and West Ham have been around fire lately, but hasn't really been going too well for Mourinho.
I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. I don't know. It just seems like the team aren't playing for him, which is usually what happens with Mourinho, but it's usually in the third season that happens.
Yeah.
So we just check the score predictions against the actual results. So I gave a 1-1 draw and I had Son to score. Paddy had 2-0 to West Ham, so Paddy got the result right. Connor had 2-1 to Spurs with a Kane goal, and Melon, you had 1-0 to Spurs with Son. So obviously Antonio scoring that. Mark Lawler.
Mark Lawler.
Yeah, Mark Lawler was giving me abuse for slating Antonio, although I wasn't really slating him. I was just questioning whether he's going to be able to provide 10, 15 goals a season. Antonio's on his way to doing that. It's only 13 games left, lads. So yeah, what about Lingard? Lads, Water, I come to you about Lingard. How does it feel about Lingard, and seeing what he's doing now at West Ham? You happy to see him?
It's good for him to be playing, the way for any footballer to be playing. I guess he had he's in Man United true and true. Like he came through the academy. He's not good enough to be at United, so I guess it's good to see him playing and doing well and taking points off other people in the top 4 is all good with that.
Yeah.
He had a tough year as well. I think he tried to open a business or something last year, and it's gone bankrupt already.
Fucking dance class, was it?
No, it was some clothing shite or something like that.
Fuck's sake. They're all like that. It's too many clothing brands these days.
Exactly. But look,
fuck off, Alonso.
He's playing well, and just glad to see him playing and taking points off other people. And he can't play against us, so that's another bonus.
Yeah. And what do you make of Lingard now? He's finally hitting a bit of form. Showed a little bit of potential at United in his 4th season, and then had about 6 seasons where he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I do think in fairness to him, he's gone through a difficult stage. Like I think he's had issues with his parents as well, and he's had to look after his younger brothers and sisters or whatever. And like I'd say, probably outside of football has probably affected him massively within his football. Then, so I think it's good for him to go off. Although he wanted to stay at United, it's good for him to go get a fresh start under someone who's going to actually probably trust in him and give him the time and the minutes on the pitch. And he's already shown what he can do when he's given those minutes. It's different at United. It's kind of very hard to stand out. There's so many good players, and there's so many good players in his position at United. So it's very difficult for him to get into that. So I think that, along with his personal life, has obviously affected him massively. He's gone to West Ham, where in that same position, he's probably better than everyone at West Ham. Yeah. So he's going to shine a little bit more. He seems like a player that needs a bit of the limelight solely on him.
Yeah.
And at West Ham, he's obviously getting that. He's getting the attention that he wants, and he's starting to show signs of what he can do.
It's a good point, Melon, about being the main man.
It's most clubs or most players kind of have it. Like you look at, for example, Pogba at United, he wants all the limelight on him, and at the moment, Bruno Fernandes is standing out. He's the main man, and Fernandes is the type of player that he probably doesn't look for that. He doesn't want to be, or he doesn't kind of need to be the standout player. He's just that good. Whereas Pogba can be that good, but he needs everybody talking about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Come on, Mount. Oh. Now, what are the Chelsea score? Are you gonna ruin it on me? Are you? Shout.
No, I'm not trying not to, but this ref is really pissing me off. Like Atletico are diving left, right, and centre. It's atrocious.
Yeah, they are well known for it, aren't they?
Yeah, they remind me of Porto against Celtic in it was like the Europa League final years and years ago.
Oh, you just kept diving all over the place. Yeah, I remember that one actually. Just like constant diving.
I remember Deco rolling around the floor, stopping, looking up at the ref to see if he gave the free, and then look straight back down and continued rolling. Like this is what it reminds me of.
Deco was a great player though, wasn't he?
Oh, he was savage.
He was one of my favourites.
Collie, what are the odds on Mount getting sent off in this game?
I'll tell you now. Where's the Fecklin thing? What do you make of the game so far, lads? It's not fucking much happening, is there? Like it's very kind of.
Yeah, it's not great. They're two sides that kind of equally match up to each other. I suppose they cancel each other out very well. But
I did think it was going to be like this. Like my gut said 0-0 with this game. Or else I think it's going to be 0-0 till the very last few minutes, and then fucking Atletico may actually nick one. Like
it's a game that probably suits Chelsea a lot more the way it's going at the moment, because they just need to nick a goal and then they have Atletico at home.
That's the thing. Chelsea, I think, big time need to score on this. There's no way they can get away from this and not score. Like I think they need to score. I would rather lose 1-0 there, going to score than draw 0-0.
I was just going back onto West Ham there. I said it on the podcast that I thought Spurs would beat them, and this might be the start of West Ham kind of falling a little bit and coming out. Yeah, and I'm just looking at their next few fixtures, and I probably was a week early because their next few fixtures are going to be very tough games for them. They've Man City, then they've Leeds. After Leeds,
I don't think Leeds is going to be difficult for them for some reason.
Well, I suppose Leeds is a difficult game for anybody really. It's just they're so open to conceding goals. But Man City, Leeds, Man United, Arsenal, Wolves, and Leicester is their next run of games. So that's a serious amount of teams up in the top four, kind of top half of the table. If they come away with a couple of wins out of those, you could be looking at West Ham for Champions League football.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine their stadium for Champions League football with fans
It'd
back
be
in?
unbelievable.
Class.
That would be amazing.
Bubbles everywhere.
Yeah. You'd even
But,
go.
I do think maybe this week it could be the start of it. It's where they've Man City might just thump them.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't, like, you're taking an easy option there. Like, do you know what I mean? You're going against City, who are being thumping everybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I was probably a week early, and then looking at that run of fixtures that they have.
Yeah.
Like, if Man City go out and absolutely trashed them.
It could have easily started there at Spurs, to be fair. Like, but Spurs just weren't up to the task. Like, that was a great turn. Oh, good effort.
That was a good strike, wasn't it?
Yeah, they hit it well. The turn was brilliant. Sorry, Mason Mount is 10-1 to be sent off.
Oh, put a 5 on. Put a 5 on.
Just for anyone that's watching, put a 5 on it. So I'm happy Bamford scored in the Leeds game because I have him as a sub, but I had Cavani playing, so he's coming on. So another 8 points to add to me tally of 61 this week. So I'm happy with that.
It's a wreck in my head that Foden isn't playing regularly for City. Like, I have him on the fantasy.
Good,
like,
it's hard with City. It's so hard because he's rotating everybody. Like, and he literally just admitted it there the other day. He's going to rotate people for the Champions League and then for the next league match as well. So I literally have no idea. It's a double week coming up this week. And like, no idea who I want to triple captain, like, because I definitely want to use it this week, but I might not even go near the City game. I might just end up being like fucking somebody else. Like,
if you look at Spurs, I have Son and Kane, and it's Burnley and Fulham. So them two could easily get a few goals and assists.
Yeah, that's not a bad show. That's just for the record. I was saying it on last week's podcast. D-Pro massage guns sent us a massage gun to give away on the Instagram page. So I've received that now. So that's going to be, I'm going to be talking about that on Thursday for the podcast. So I will tell you all a bit more about that. I think it's the D2 Lite, which is like I think it's about €130 at the moment because it's on special, but it was about 260 quid. So that's a great ball. Oh man, come on, fucking hell, man!
Why is he not striking that?
To hit that, I would have saw me name. I would have absolutely lashed that out of the stadium there.
Oh, it's right on his strong side as well. Surely you have to.
He caught 2 millions there, I think. There's no way that I would be passing that back across the goal. I shouldn't have it. I'm going to get a chance. Christensen, look at him. Absolute cabbage he is.
Oh, that's poor Suarez. That is poor.
I thought the keeper was going to gamble there. That's why I don't know whether you heard me stay in your line. Stay in your line.
It's a bit of bite in the game now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely going in. What was he doing?
Good tackle, Alonso. Werner again. That's a quality little turn. That is like that's the type of stuff I want to see from him.
I'd rather see goals.
I would rather see goals.
Mount is coming out as the leader of that team, Collie, is he? It seems like from the way
Tuchel really likes him, like, and I was a bit worried for him at the start because when the first game he came in, he didn't start him, but he's started every game since, and he's played the most minutes out of everybody. So, yeah, interesting.
Is this his first full season, or was it last season that he broke through?
Last season he was there, and he played well.
Last season.
Yeah. it was going to be interesting this season to see, because we weren't sure, because Chelsea were obviously signing the players, like whether he was going to just fall out of the team and stuff like that. But Lampard never really dropped him out of the team. I think he played the most under Lampard. So it's really the likes of Havertz and stuff that have suffered.
Yeah,
What's
he's
the
a
story
great
with him now? Where is he?
That's a corner. How's that not a corner? That's a corner, like. Oh, it's checking handball. Oh, hello.
War's dying to tell us.
I am, but it's not good news anyway. So
I played it. Yeah.
you would have seen me
Last
react a little bit more if it was a handball or a penalty.
I'm so worried about Christensen there in the centre. I just feel like he's just so bad, like a positioning. Like.
What about the next results, Collie? How are we doing?
The next one, I want to save a few for the second half as well. So we'll go one more. And the next one was Aston Villa and Leicester. Lads, two of us got it right. Me and Connor had 2-1 to Leicester. I had Maddison to score first. I actually nailed this one. As well. And Connor had Tielemans to score first. Alan, you had 2-0 to Leicester with Barnes to score first, and Paddy had 3-1 with Maddison, I think it was. So, yeah, patting it back for me and Connor, I suppose. I got the score and the result right, and Connor got the result right. So, yeah, that wasn't a bad one. It's probably our best week we've had, lads, in terms of like getting results and stuff like that, correct? A lot of very accurate kind of predictions. It's very hard to kind of pick it, especially this season. I'm going to go out and just say that, go on. Oh, this is 100% one of the hardest seasons to ever pick a result or win a bet even. Like, I think that the best chance of like winning a bet this year is like doing basically a 4-scorer in a match. And it's literally just hoping that person scores. Like. So, yeah, 2-1. 2-1 Leicester. Surprised about that, man? No, obviously not. You went with 2-0 Barnes.
Yeah, I didn't think Leicester were going to lose. But I think Grealish was missing for Villa as well, so it was a big loss for them. The way Rodgers has Leicester playing is unbelievable. What he's doing with his team.
Yeah. He is doing quality, isn't he?
I think he's a great manager, in fairness, and although he's doing great things with Leicester, like he could easily be at any of the top clubs.
Yeah.
I think he was obviously very unlucky losing his job at Liverpool, having gotten them so close, but he's shown what kind of manager he is, and he started off at Chelsea as well, and he was obviously really highly regarded there. Went out on his own and stuff, but he just has them playing such good football. But he's smart in who he buys as well. Like the players that he's brought in.
Yeah, they're good. They're good additions. Like,
yeah, really good.
It's interesting with Rodgers and his potential of who he could manage. The likes of, would you see him going to the likes of, say, a Real Madrid or something like that, or do you reckon that's probably a bit too far out for him?
No, I think he would go and he'd do a great job at any of them clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, the likes of them. He'd do well with any club he goes. I just think when you move abroad to a Real Madrid or Barcelona, you don't really get a whole lot of time. You look at Barcelona now, and I reckon Ronald Koeman is probably going to be sacked soon enough. They're starting to drop points. They're falling out of the title hunt. You don't get time. It's like when you're a player at these clubs, you don't really get a whole lot of time to settle in. Or when you move abroad to a Real Madrid or Barcelona, you don't really get a whole lot of time.
You look at Barcelona now, and I reckon Ronald Koeman is probably going to be sacked soon enough. They're starting to drop.
Yeah, I was just looking at the comment section here on Facebook, just after switching on there, seeing it. So Patrick and Gigi are way behind. We know we had to sync up to the same level. So obviously I don't have Sky, so I'm not 100% live. We're about a minute behind or so. Got a couple of comments in from Paddy, who is actually on the podcast, and he says hashtag Klopp out, man. What do you reckon that one? You still not having a bar of that? Are you not questioning them now?
Next comment, please.
Okay, next one. Board of the board.
Next comment, please.
And it would also be Paddy again, and he says he thinks that he would do a good job at Arsenal. Brendan Rodgers.
Arsenal's the wrong mill for him though, because Arsenal are fucking
not going to win. I
think anybody that goes into Arsenal will struggle. Like I can't see Arsenal signing. Like the Arsenal can't compete with United or I don't know, like Chelsea, Spurs. They can't compete with if they go for the same player. These players are going to pick other teams over Arsenal, so I think you'll struggle to get really good players in. Even Leicester, I think most players will go to Leicester over Arsenal at the minute. If both teams are going for the same player. Yeah,
it is an interesting one. Like I would rather work on the Rodgers than Arteta. Just throwing that out there. Like I don't rate Arteta.
The manager is a massive thing, but if you look at the club itself, I think most players are looking at Leicester now and what's happening there. And then you look at Arsenal and you see all these kind of older players, Aubameyang and David Luiz and stuff. They're all past it now, really.
Yeah, Aubameyang's going obviously to the end of it. Paddy said you could say the same when he went to Liverpool. Yeah, look, I was questioning him at Liverpool, Rodgers, and I was thinking to myself, well, they've obviously got fucking Suarez, and they had the trio SAS, Suarez, Sterling, and was it Suarez,
Sturridge and Sterling?
Sturridge and Sterling. Sorry, what was this SAS?
What?
What was it called? SAS. They did not call the trio SAS.
No, you're probably thinking of Barca SNM. Right? For Suarez, Neymar, and Messi.
They used to call Sturridge and Suarez SAS, and then kind of
that's
Sterling came out of the shell then.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like it was more kind of the talent they had that kind of got Rodgers along that. Obviously, they had Gerrard and stuff there, but when he goes to the likes of Leicester and he does a savage job like that, and he kind of makes you look at him as a manager and realize that he's actually probably pretty better than we gave him credit for. Like although he was within an inch of winning the league with Liverpool, like he never got the credit he deserved. Like because
he done an unbelievable job at Liverpool, and with the players, like he had a Gerrard who was coming to the end of his career. He had Suarez who was absolutely flying, Sturridge playing his best football, and then Sterling kind of up and coming. But he didn't get the credit he deserved for getting them so close to a title. Obviously, they were pipped to it by Man City, but it was a massive shock when Rodgers got sacked. But the owners were instantly seeing Klopp became available, and it was a case of, okay, right, Klopp's available. Let's get Klopp. Like for Rodgers to be sacked like that, I think it was very unfair on him, and I didn't think it was fair when he got sacked. I didn't want him to get sacked either. But it was a case of, right, Klopp's available. Let's get him before somebody else gets him.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like I suppose it was a bit of a panic move maybe by Liverpool. Paddy came in and did say Rodgers set a good foundation for Klopp, which I don't know about you, man, but I would find that hard to argue with.
No, I agree. As I said, Rodgers didn't do a bad job at Liverpool. It was just unfortunate that Jurgen Klopp became available when he did, and at the time, Rodgers wasn't really getting too many results the second season after going for the league. So it was an easy decision to kind of get rid of him. It was an unfair decision, I suppose, at the time. But listen, it's worked in Liverpool's favour. They've gone and won the league under Klopp. But Rodgers did leave him with a good foundation there. I can't argue that.
I mean, you've given me stick over like Chelsea willy-nilly sacking managers, and you're basically just saying that Liverpool willy-nilly sacked Rodgers, one of your best performing managers over the years, and you claim that Chelsea are a fucking shambles.
It's because that comment right there shows you as a fan, a Chelsea fan, and the Chelsea as a club are a shambles.
Why?
Because you sack managers every fucking year. You're a joke of a club.
But you're a hypocrite. You've just done that, and you just said, "I will just allow it to happen." You've found one good manager.
I haven't said on it. I said it was unfair.
No, you've found one good manager in the last.
No, you're texting Paddy there trying to get me to bite. You know you're trying to get me to bite. You're a joker, an absolute joker.
Is Paddy is writing on the comment section there, and that's the only form of contact. Paddy, I am looking forward to the podcast on Thursday because we are going to tear into this cunt, and he will be deep diving into what happened at Liverpool.
Trying to get me to bite.
Do not worry. And Connor hiding his little fucking face today will be owning up to it as well. And I want answers for Klopp, and I want to fucking have a good look at Klopp and whether he still deserves to be there. And why does he get so much easy? He won the league. Who gives a rat's? You're the champions, and you're fucking sixth in the league. Not good enough. End of story. Are you happy with being sixth?
Okay. Sure, he was happy with being sixth.
Exactly right. So you're not happy with. So you're happy with the players. You're happy with the club. You're happy with the manager.
I thought you were keeping it till Thursday.
Well, I just want to know a quick answer. I don't want to go. I don't want you to go too much.
I know because you and Paddy are trying to get me to bite, and it's not going to work.
What do you make on Klopp? Do you reckon it's time up for Klopp, or he's getting a bit past it now? I think I put a question into the WhatsApp group today between all of us, and I asked, would you rather Klopp or Ollie as your manager right now? I don't know whether you answered that or not. I've seen a lot of jump straight in. What do you say?
I said if it was at this present moment in time, I'd stick with Ollie.
Easy to say, but let's look at it over the few years that both have been there. Who would you pick?
No. I'm asking now. If I just give you a choice right now of who you want as your manager, who are you picking? Who are you picking, man? Right now, Klopp. Who are you picking?
Klopp, all day long, Klopp.
He's underperforming with the champions of the world, champions of Europe, champions of England. Why would you want him now? He's sixth in the league. One player's injured.
One player.
I'm going to call it one player.
You don't look at it then enough. You don't look at it enough or in depth enough to actually comment on this. Then if you're saying one player,
yeah, fair enough. You're other centre half, right? Two centre halves are gone. Adapt.
You can adapt to understand. Van Dijk, right? It was a bad challenge and those things, but like if you look at this team, it's muscle injuries. Like it was a Henderson his hamstring, Matip is his groin. What is it, Fabinho? What's he out with? He out with a muscle injury. Ankle injury.
He's out with embarrassment. That's what he's out with.
But War's just named off more than one player there who's was part of the league winning team.
But just saying. What my thing is around Klopp and picking Ollie, like I love the way Klopp plays. Yes, I love his passion for it. When it's not going his way, he hasn't come across that well. And I think managing a team or a squad that, like, if you're pulling up muscle injuries like this regularly, there's something in your training that's not going right. Like, you have to be monitoring.
In fairness, I did say that. I said it feels like something has changed within the training because last season there was none of these kind of muscle injuries.
Just down to Klopp.
There's just a lot, and like I can warrant one injury, whereas Van Dijk's is a tackle, but I think everything else is muscle. So that's obviously tiredness, fatigue, all of them things. And you can say there's been no preseason, but every other team has had no preseason.
It would also look at the 3 years of that intense level that them players have been playing.
I agree, but you have to manage that and you have to monitor it.
It's kind of like not.
Also look at the 3 years of
Collie, that echo is
Sorry.
killing me here.
Sorry, I have the thing on mute, but for some reason it's not actually muting. That's why I was calling out to see if you hear me and you didn't answer me. How can you? Yeah, so sorry, I want to jump. We just brushed past that there, and you said
because Collie, I can't have a conversation with you about it because you're just literally trying to get me to buy. You can't, like, Waters had a proper conversation. You can't have it.
I want to
because
just have the conversation.
your club is a joke of a club, so you can't comment on it.
I'm jumping back. We're the most successful
This is
club in the last 10
Thursday
years.
night football, lads.
We're the most
Don't get
successful
into any
club
of
in the
these
last 10, 15 years. So I'll have you know that you seem to be the joke of the club. Melon, straight on the phone to Google it. Google it, you will find the facts. Melon, what are you saying about the whole training thing? And you were saying, yeah, you did feel that something was wrong there and something's changed in training. That comes down to Klopp. Doesn't come down to the coaches. Like, he's telling them what to do. It's not coming down to the physios because they're only nursing an injury.
Don't you dare blame physios with me.
Exactly.
Collie.
They get the injuries and then they repair them.
So you're going to stand there and tell me, or sit there and tell me that Klopp is completely controlling every single training session, that the coaches don't have any involvement in that?
So you're going to sit there and tell me that the manager of the club is not looking after all this stuff?
Yeah, he does, but that's why he has coaches. He doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't
do a session.
The whole training session. The coaches are there to take training.
Yeah, but in terms of, you'd have your strength and conditioning fellas monitoring what each player is doing and stuff. And like, would you not think if you're noticing people are picking up niggles and stuff, you kind of have to ask yourself, okay, are we doing too much? What are the sports scientists saying?
But I'm sure he's having the conversation with physios and he's having the conversation with the coaches, asking why this is happening. Like, it's one of those. Matip, his injuries, he's injury prone. He's getting injuries every time he comes back. Henderson, fair enough. It's just an injury. He's pulled a fucking hamstring or his calf muscle, whatever it was that he done. But the coaches don't go to that training ground and stand there doing nothing. They're the ones who put the sessions together with Klopp. So you there are trying to just put everything onto Klopp because you want to see Liverpool fail. You want to see Klopp fail.
He has the final say. He tells the players when they're training, when they're not training.
Sure, what's the point in having coaches? If he's going to destroy everything, what is the point in him having coaches there? He has coaches there because they've done all the fucking badges in the world. They have all this experience. They bring new teams to training. You have coaches there because they bring new ideas, and he's in on the ideas. He doesn't sit there and just say, "Yous look after everything." It's
right. So at what stage does he start going to the physio? Right, hold on, we're getting too many fucking injuries here. There's something wrong with this training. Does he? Well, like,
I'm sure he has changed training, and it's still happening. Like, there's only so many things you can do to prevent.
He's not changing it, right then. Yeah, I know. Like, you're trying to defend Klopp. That's fine. I understand you. You've an allegiance to Klopp. Don't want to say a bad word about it because you know I'll jump on it when you say it. You have to start being realistic about it. You're just tunnel vision on this. This is down to one of the managers
you're ready to bite.
He's not fucking making a change when he needs to.
Okay, I'll just say okay.
There's nothing you can say. He's not making the change. Like, there is training there. He provides the training. He tells them when they're training. You're
the same guy who sat there and defended or tried to defend Frank Lampard when he got sacked and didn't have a bad word to say about him when he got sacked. His results were shy. Chelsea were shy. Tuchel's come in and completely changed. He's completely transformed Chelsea. But yeah, you don't want to say anything about your club or your manager.
Roy Hodgson could come in and transform Chelsea. Every club, every manager comes in and transfers.
Because Lampard done such a bad job.
No, it's not transfer. It doesn't necessarily mean in a good way. They transform it to the manager's way.
Tuchel has come in and got results, and he's got them up towards top four again. Lampard was doing a really poor job and got sacked, but you were having none of it.
That's grand, but Lampard got sacked at the end of the day because the results weren't right. So, did you agree with Lampard getting sacked?
Yeah.
Right, so why are you not saying that Klopp should get sacked when his results aren't right?
Because it's a different situation.
Oh, fuck off.
Lampard didn't have 10 first-team players out injured.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the different situation is. Lampard came into a team that had a fucking bunch of youngsters, couldn't sign any players, ended up signing fucking 300 or 400 million worth of players, and then didn't get a couple of results on our 1 month period. You have the fucking champions there. You have spent just as much money, if not more. You are fucking absolutely struggling now. You had 1 or 2 injuries. You spent so much more money. Why don't you have the club depth? And
again, it's 10 injuries. 10 first-team player injuries.
I don't care. No, it's not 10 first.
When we didn't have them injuries last year, we went and won the league by a country mile. That's the difference.
In a COVID-ridden league, which is
that's your go-to. That's your go-to is to try criticize anything Liverpool do. They won the league. They were 20 points clear when before the league even went through COVID.
But you're
winning the league anyway. The league was over for them. You got a manager in. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. Lampard in his first year couldn't do anything with transfers. That's why Chelsea brought him in. Chelsea weren't going to get a top manager because they couldn't sign anybody. No top manager was going to go to them. So they said, yeah, let's get Frank Lampard in there. He's a Chelsea legend. Of course, he's going to come to us and try to help us out. He over-exceeded in what he done. They then handed him 200 million.
And you're still calling him a bad manager.
They then handed him 200 million and he made the club worse.
He didn't have any say in them signings, by the way. There's
so
1
what,
or 2. He had nothing. Yeah, it is the board's fault. But he has no say.
Exactly what I've been saying about the board, but you're having none of it.
About what? Liverpool's board?
Yeah. Me saying that it's the board's fault for not going and supporting Klopp in January, and you're blaming Klopp, but then you're telling me that Lampard had no decisions over the transfers, but it's the board's fault.
Klopp went out and spent money though.
In January, I said it's the board's fault.
It doesn't matter about the last one. He's had fucking 3 years now.
In January.
He's had 3 years to sign players like.
Yeah,
and that's why he's won the league. He's made certain signings like. Yeah, so why does he still not have the depth?
What do you mean? He has 10 first-team injuries.
Why? Again, it keeps going back to why has he got injuries like?
Because injuries happen, Tully. You could have all the best training in the world and players are going to get injured. But when it came down to it and he wanted to sign players, the board didn't fund them in January. And I said, that's on the board. And you and Paddy said, that's on Klopp. But then when you tell me that Lampard didn't have any decision over the players that come in, you're telling me it's the board's fault and it's not Lampard's fault. So
well, look, I'm just saying, the only reason I'm saying that is because you said that Lampard made the team worse, the club worse. He didn't.
Yeah, but he did because he had them players. He was managing them players day in, day out and couldn't get the best out of them.
Lads, look at this. You're going to see this now from Suarez. He is an absolute scumbag. Cheater.
Bite someone?
No, he literally throws his leg back at.
That's a red card.
48-50 thereabouts, you'll see.
Yeah, it's just after coming up.
And then Hudson-Odoi absolutely rapes him after.
How do you reckon that Klopp should have put more pressure on the board publicly? That's his say about that. Which I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But that's all you keep saying. Like, fair enough. Like, when you don't have a proper argument, like.
Because it's stupid to think of a manager coming out and publicly going against the board because it only ends up one way. It ends up one way, and that's the manager getting sacked. And that's all that Chelsea and United fans want to see is Klopp leave Liverpool because they think Liverpool will struggle then without Klopp.
Liverpool are struggling with Klopp, so I have absolutely no issues with Klopp saying I think he's a breath of fresh air.
If you had 10 of your first team players out injured, you'd be sitting here saying the exact same things I'm saying.
Cry me a river.
You'd be saying the exact same things.
Cry me a river. 10 players, like, get over it. 10 first team players, yeah, you've still got Mane playing, you still got Salah playing, you still got Firmino playing, still have Henderson playing, still have Alisson playing. So there's 5 players. So what, you're playing 15 players? Yeah,
we've got Henderson playing out.
You've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, you've got Robertson. There's 7.
You've got Henderson playing out of position as a centre half. You've got Fabinho playing out of position as a centre half.
Still playing.
Out of position. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Is people having like if that was at Chelsea, you'd be saying the same thing. If you had players playing out of position, if you had all these injuries, you'd be sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, we're actually doing well considering the injuries."
All I'm here is an excuse, and it's embarrassing.
No.
It's pathetic, some would say. We'll pick this up on the podcast on Thursday anyway.
You've left a good bit of heat there to be done.
Yeah.
I just want them to do their homework before they come on and do it.
I just want you to give a valid argument, not just saying, 10 players injured. Yeah,
and all you're going back to is you want Klopp and Liverpool to suffer. That's a typical fan.
Don't care who suffers. I want
do the homework on it, and then we can have a proper debate. And Paddy's the same. Paddy can sit there and do homework on it, and then we can have a proper debate about it.
Well, so hold on. There's zero way.
Football, and we'd have had a debate.
I could come up with 100 stats, and there's zero way you're saying one bad word about Klopp on Thursday.
Yeah, because why would I say something bad about someone who just won us the league?
Yeah.
We've waited 30 years for a league to come, and he's gone and he's won it for us.
Right.
And then this season, he's had nothing but injuries. He's playing midfielders in defence, and we're suffering because of it. You ask any fan that watches Liverpool games, they are week in, week out. The impact that Jordan Henderson has, he's shit. That's why.
It's not shit. Best keeper in the league. Brendan Henderson, you can talk about shit keepers. You can talk about shit keepers.
Best keeper. We've the best keeper in the world.
Cold feet he has. That's about it.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
Oh, the tackles are flying in. Go on, son. Oh, what a ball.
Well, we've no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, you're about to see. Great ball. No end product, though.
Mount's quality. Oh, hello. That's quality by Mount. It's a great ball.
Werner's first touch took him away from goal.
See that there, right? That's Chelsea's biggest problem. See when they're going down the wings, that ball into the box, that's Chelsea's biggest problem over the last couple of weeks.
Hasn't been the first man all night, Collie.
Yeah. That's what it is. And that's the same thing all the time. It's always fucking hitting the first man. And even like Mason Mount has a great delivery, but he when he's running down the wing or into that little channel, he can't get the ball in the box. And
he's after going off the ball. He's after turning his ankle.
Where is he? Sack the manager.
Who's 19?
No. Yeah, it's Mount. Oh, I don't like it. I've experienced that way too much. Lads, we're looking at the next game. City and Arsenal, lads. So I had a 2-1 win for City with Sterling to score. Paddy actually went 2-1 to Arsenal. Thought Arsenal were going to beat the winning streak, and he went with Aubameyang to score 3-0 to City and Mahrez for Connor, and Melanie went 2-1 with Foden. The only thing that I got right was the goal scorer, and I suppose the result as well, but not the scoreline. Did you just watch that game? What did you think of it? 1-0, I maybe thought there would probably be a few more goals. What do you reckon on that one?
I didn't watch it, no. I just followed it on the app. But City scored in the first 10 minutes, which City are just so professional at doing. They score in the first 10 minutes and then they just control the game from there. You're not allowed in.
2 minutes or something. Was it 2 or 3 minutes to score?
I think it was, second minute, I think.
Yeah, like they just don't let teams into the game. Like that's how good they are. And I think that's what Liverpool did so well last season. They blitzed you in the first 20 minutes. You were 2-0, 3-0 down, and there was just no hope for you. I thought they were.
Oh, jeez, that looked. Me and man looked at the same thing there. That looked like it was looping in.
I thought it would have been 2 or 3-0 in fairness, but obviously City were just happy to play it along. I don't know whether Arsenal really threatened them at all. I never really seen the highlights.
I think City have changed their game this season. Like I think they've gone away from trying to absolutely demolish teams as well. I think it's like just get the result, get a goal, and control the game, and come away with the 3 points. They're like Guardiola is very smart. in what he's
It's a
doing
much
this
more
year.
mature performance from them all the time, isn't it?
And I think as well, Diaz coming in, I didn't think
Class.
he was going to make as big a difference.
Oh,
And he's made
Yeah.
a fucking massive difference in the City defence. Like I think there was about 10 minutes to go, and Aubameyang was running down the line, and Stones shoulders him off the ball, and Diaz is sprinting over to him to high five him and all. He's a proper leader. He's like, I suppose he's kind of going to be similar to what Company was, like a proper leader.
and he's only, was he 22, 23, I think. He's young enough, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a young player, so
Fucker hell. We're in trouble if he's only young. He stays with them.
he's made a massive difference to them.
Lads, this
He's
may
in
be a
shape.
controversial statement, but if I could have any centre half, like Chelsea to sign any centre half, I would have John Stones.
That is very controversial now.
Any centre half in the world.
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
if I'm being honest, I'd love. No, probably not. No, if you gave me a pick of any centre half, obviously I'd take fucking Van Dijk or something like. But like if I had the choice to sign somebody, I think I'd probably get them to sign John Stones.
But what do you think he would offer
only-
you, Paddy? Like,
But only
he's
if
only
you
good
decide
because
Thiago
he has
Silva.
beside him.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that. If only if you had Thiago Silva beside him. I don't know, and I've always rated him. I always thought he was fucking deadly. Like, and I love that kind of playing out from the back. I know he obviously makes a lot of mistakes, and he kind of has been punished maybe for them or whatever. He's done a bit of damage to his reputation, I think. But lately he's been fucking class. But I just always think he was brilliant. Like, and I love a ball playing defender. Like, I think it's very good to watch. Like,
Yeah, I think it's just because he gets caught out and he's English. He gets
yeah,
crucified
gets a lot
a little
more,
bit
yeah.
more.
Oh, stop it.
There's one actually for you. Joe Felix
it's
has won
ambitious.
it for Atletico, hasn't he not?
Who?
Your man Felix. He hasn't really shined for Atletico. Like, he went for 110 million or something, didn't he?
Yeah, there
Was
was
it
a
that
lot
one?
of expectation, I suppose, on him.
He's young as well, though, isn't he?
Ah, yeah, he's only like
Yeah, he's
19
very
or
young.
20 or something.
That's crazy when you fucking think of it. Like, lads, we'll look at the next
man
match.
again.
It's not about me watching, actually. I know what's happening. Oh shit. The next match, lads, United and Newcastle. So United won 3-1 with a Rashford first scorer. Malan, you had a 2-0 win with Rashford scoring first. You had the goal scorer, correct? Connor had 3-0 with Greenwood. And Paddy didn't give a scoreline. I think he just said United win with Bruno scoring first. I had 3-1 and Cavani to score first. Obviously, Cavani didn't play. So, so I got the scoreline right. And Melon, you got the goal scorer right. So,
Yeah.
wasn't a bad shout there. Warren, you must have been happy with 3-1 win against Newcastle there.
Yeah, I was following it on the commentary. I wasn't watching it. Like, same, it's typical United. Like, they don't start a game. Like, Newcastle are all over in the first 10, 15 minutes. And then they got the breakaway goal. Then they go and concede straight away again. Like, United can compete for a title. Oh, is that in? No, it's not. You're safe. Like, United can't compete if they have Harry Maguire and whoever it is beside them. Like, they need a world-class defender, like the level of Diaz and Van Dijk, to be considered a true title contender, because they're just too liable at the back. They average conceding a goal every game, which is atrocious for a team that are second. You know the way, like, you don't win a league with an attack, you win a league with a defense. You know that way, like Marine.
A little bit of both.
You
you need that little bit of quality at times.
Defense.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I'd much prefer having a solid defense over an outrageous attack.
Yeah. Which is what Liverpool lack, I think, this year.
Yeah. But the attack is still outstanding. And I think like there is, to what Melon is saying, like, they are sitting deeper, so it's harder to do it, but like they still have quality players. But look, it's not about them. Like United just will struggle against teams like Newcastle. That
Or
really
do
put it to them.
you think United can close the gap on City? Do you think it's a genuine title race?
No, it's City's. It's wrapped up. Like
Do you
it's
think?
absolutely wrapped up. Yeah,
I can't see City going on a run.
I can't see them losing a lot of games. I can see United drawing and losing. I can see United drawing a lot of games, and I can see United losing one. Like say out of the next, what do they have? 13 games left.
Yeah.
United may lose another 2 or 3, and probably draw another 3 or 4, maybe out of them.
And who would you like to see coming beside Maguire?
That's the issue. I don't know who there is, Melon. I don't know who is a high quality enough centre half that can benefit him. If I would, I wouldn't have him.
At the end, but the thing about United is Maguire isn't going anywhere. If it's any of the centre halves, it'll be one of the others, because there's no way United are going to pay the money that they paid for Maguire and then ship him out. They've made him captain. Exactly. Like he's. I don't think Maguire's going anywhere. It's going to be who.
He's the poster boy.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be who they bring in beside him. I could see somebody United going for somebody like Koulibaly off Napoli. I thought maybe City might go for him with Diaz and stuff, but United just need one good centre half in beside. As I said, Maguire's going nowhere, so they just need somebody like a Koulibaly.
We have a guest on the podcast. What's that?
Get sick all over it, Dory. Get sick all over it. Piss on Collie.
Okay.
Do you think United need to make like 3 or 4 signings in the summer, or do you think they just need to shore up the defence?
I think there's probably 3 positions where we need improvement. Well, no, 3 definite starters we need, and then we need another squad player. So we need a right full to compete with Wan-Bissaka to have the effect that Tellez has had on Shaw, because Shaw is playing immensely well now.
Yeah,
because he has a bit of competition. We need an out-and-out right winger. Rashford is better off the left. Martial probably should leave the club at this stage. I would say he's just not up to the scrap of it. Like, he has 4 league goals this game, or 4 league goals, or 4 goals this season in 31 games. It's just not good enough.
No, that's not very good stat.
So I get rid of Martial. We need an out-and-out right winger. So that can mean that Greenwood can move into the middle and learn off Cavani. Because I think if you can recreate Cavani and Greenwood, that is the long-term solution.
Yeah.
Attacking-wise, we're fine. I think the main issue is the centre half. And then when you have a better centre half, instead of playing 2 holding midfielders, you can play 1. And that frees up another attacking player.
And do you think Solskjaer is he's saying that? Do you think that's why he's playing two holding midfielders?
Yeah. There's no other reason why. There's no they sit in front of them 2 centre halves all the time. Man. I can't see any other reason why he plays them 2 holding midfielders.
It's the one thing I think about Solskjaer is that whether or not he gets the kind of backing in terms of the money, but he seems like somebody who can make the right signing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, he seems like he knows, right, we do need a centre half. Because you look at some clubs and you think, they need a player in this position, but they don't actually go and get them. And you're like, how can you not see this, that you need them players? But with Solskjaer, I get the feeling he sees what everybody else is seeing, and he sees the lack of quality, I suppose, in defence. So I do see him making a key signing, and it wouldn't surprise me somebody like Koulibaly coming in for United.
Yeah, I don't know who else. Like
with Liverpool, and they couldn't see they needed a centre half.
You're not gonna get me to buy.
Then they went out and got Van Dijk. So
and then went to win the league. But this
But that's
season for United, like challenging City, they're probably obviously they're the closest to them, and they're putting up a fight, 10 points in it. But this could be a massive season in terms of attracting big players again for United.
Yeah, and
It's
that's going to
like-
be the main benefit of it. I think,
Yeah,
because
that's
we
even if
bridge
they
the
finish
gap.
second, like they can write off the league or whatever, and Solskjaer can come out and say he's not happy with settling for second place. He's saying all the right things now, but behind closed doors, he must be thinking, just finish second and we'll attract them big names again, and we can get in that top defender that we need, or that top midfielder or striker that we need. And then United are straight back into the title hunt again next season. If they do things right this summer, that's where we'll see if United can go and win the league again.
But it's kind of this period now that because timings, everything has to line up, the way. So if they don't get their centre half and they don't get that holding midfielder, it's probably the missed chance then. And then you'll see them drop further away and then further away and then further away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, this summer transfer market for United is massive, because it's going to either go one way or the other for them, and then that kind of indicates where they're going to finish in the league next year. If they make the right signings, there's nothing to say that United won't go and win the league next year.
I think we'll definitely be closer if we do. But if you look at this window, we haven't been great. Like Van de Beek has come in, not really shown. Van de Beek. I have to say it in kind of a German accent, the way that Joey Barton would do his French accent.
Is he not Dutch?
Oh, he is Dutch, yeah.
Fucking go with the German accent.
They're more or less the same.
Yeah.
You do a Dutch accent there.
Van de Beek.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Or do you think Sancho might spring up again, or do you think United have kind of moved past that?
He may do it. I'm just gonna wait for a second. Collie's muted. You didn't even hear his reaction.
Yeah, he's on mute.
Oh my god!
What a finish! Too bad I was
what a finish! I can't believe that. Lads, we have a comment in there on YouTube. Silent 791. Atletico gone win 1-0. Last minute goal from Suarez. I did say that near the start of the podcast that it could be 0-0 till the very end, and then.
Sorry, Melon. Going back to the thing, like with Van de Beek coming in terms of like he hasn't shown his worth. Cavani was a last minute signing, and that's turned out to be probably the best signing of the season.
Do you think he hasn't shown his worth, or do you think he hasn't been given the opportunity to show his worth?
When he's been on, there hasn't been shown his worth. It's been a mixture of him being in the right positions and not getting the ball to not looking for it enough.
And then
I think
just
he will.
Before you say any more, do you think if it comes down to because they're going to have to spend probably close to maybe 80-90 million on Sancho, do you think it's going to be a case of do they go for a defender, centre half, or do they go for Sancho and just go with
Sancho would be a mistake there, I think. No,
I think it has to be the defender. The issue isn't going forward right now for United. It's leaking too many goals.
Yeah, there's so much pace going forward.
Yeah. And you have the options. If you can get one holding midfielder in, then Donny comes in, and then it's Donny, Fernandez, and whoever else sitting there.
What's this? Lads, I'm after missing something here. Is a VAR check for a goal?
Yeah, it's the Giroud.
Oh, they're only going back to that now.
They've still been on it. They're still checking it. It must be very close.
They're trying to see if it came off the Atletico player. I think they're trying to see.
This has been going on for ages. Sorry, you missed my reaction. I had it on mute. The fucking dog was coming in on from the back garden, so blame the dog.
Are they gonna give this?
This is
Yeah,
fucking
I think
controversial.
the length of time this is taking, this is going to be a goal.
Or if you see what it is,
They
don't
get
let
it.
don't
They get it.
No,
They get it.
I don't know whether I believe it or not.
They gave it. I'm not joking.
I don't believe it.
How is that not offside?
Yes! Get in! Get
How is
fucking
that
in.
not offside? RTE, show a fucking replay. You cheap
Lovely.
bastard.
Oh, Werner, that's the weirdest little bounce you'll ever see in the video.
What? How?
Yes!
What?
Come here. Come on.
Great finish though. It deserves to
Oh
be
yeah, the
awarded.
centre half kicks it backwards. Yeah.
Love it. What a finish! So sexual! Lads, that is an unbelievable goal.
Giroud is so good, man.
So good.
Here's your away goal, Collie, anyway.
Yeah, love it. That's what we needed. Big time away goals fucking was required there. Like, that's unbelievable. What a finish, man. Now maybe bias, but maybe Puskas. Just asking the question there, lads. We've just had another comment in there from Silent791. Still think Atleti are gonna win over the 2 legs.
Changing his mind quicker than Ireland changes.
You retracted that one pretty quick. So I don't think. I think of Chelsea. This is a massive away goal for Chelsea. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second leg. Like, I don't think Chelsea are pretty solid, like, over in Stamford Bridge. So that'll be interesting.
Well, this might give Atletico a big kick up the hole now to get playing.
Well, we get the goal scorer in there. Good tackle.
Why do you think Kante is starting, Collie? Or Mellon? Any understanding? Best holding midfielder there is. Sure.
I don't really know, to be honest. Collie would answer that one better, I suppose.
What was the question there? I missed that.
Why is Kante not starting? He's only coming on.
Again, the only thing I can see is he's French, and I don't know. I really don't know. He's probably one of the best fucking midfielders in the world. Like,
Did Tuchel not come out and say that Kante is like he loves working with Kante or something?
Yeah, that's what he said. He wanted so long to work with Kante. Yeah, he's there. And now, like, having said that, like, the last time Chelsea won, I think it was 2 games ago. Or it wasn't last. Yeah, 2 games ago. Did you see him coming off the pitch with him, man? Kante's like high fiving Kante and all, like, and Kante's like kind of just going, "All right, pal, like, the fuck off me," like. So I don't know whether it's just
on now.
I don't know whether it's just maybe he knows that he might be suffering from a few little niggly injuries, and maybe he's just reserving his legs. Like,
he's just made 2 great fucking challenges, and the ref is giving a free against him. This ref is an absolute nightmare.
What about Ziyech? Very disappointed with how he's kind of. It's good to see him coming on there, actually, because it was getting to a state. What is wrong with that? Like, that is actually a fucking perfect tackle. Like,
he won the ball.
Is that the Kante challenge? He won the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
That makes sense. Got another one in there again, lads. Simone never lost over 2 legs, if I remember correctly, unless Ronaldo was in the other team. It's an interesting one. If Connor Little was on the podcast or on the watch along here, he would be able to answer that for you because he's the stat man. So I can't confirm nor deny that statement there. I'll believe it though.
Connor Little loves pulling up tables on certain dates to prove that he's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, is that a handball? You could be in trouble here, Collie.
Give us 30 seconds there, War. Oh, that did look like handball, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not hit his knee, no.
Two of them. It looked like he handled it twice.
They're gonna go back and check it.
Just another comment in. Send me the link real quick in it. Meza Animations. I've no idea what you're talking about, pal, so I can't send you any links. And then he's coming again. I'll sub as well. Appreciate you subbing, but I've no idea what link you want me to send you.
Set up a GoFundMe page, Connie. Send them a link.
Yeah. Yeah. Send me loads of money. Hey lads, sorry, we still have some results to look at. So our last one we done was United Newcastle. So Brighton and Palace. Then we had. So I went with a 2-1 Brighton win with Mopay to score. Paddy went with a 0-0 draw because he said he didn't know any players to pick a goal scorer. Connor got a nail. Oh, did he? No, Connor went Brighton. He went the opposite way. He went to 2-1 win for Brighton and Eze to score. And Melon, you went with 0-0 as well. Lads, I'm a little bit surprised about Palace beating Brighton there 2-1. Palace on form, like interesting one. What do you think there, Melon? Do you reckon that was just I don't know, like it's so hit and miss with Palace, like.
Yeah, well, I obviously thought it was going to be a 0-0 draw, so I wasn't expecting much from the game. It turned out, I watched some of it. It turned out to be a pretty good game, in fairness.
Sorry, man, I'm just jumping in there just real quick. Message just, son, then my stream is so behind RP. Yeah, we're streaming as well, so we're a little bit behind ourselves just to try to sync everybody up. But Water, unfortunately, is a little bit ahead of us, so throwing it off a little bit. We're getting there. We're getting through it. Yeah. So sorry, we have Meza coming back in the match. So we don't have a link for the match, so we're just watching it. I'm watching it on Sky Go. Melanie, you're just watching it on live TV, and you're watching it on the RTE player, which I don't know if you're Irish or not, but that is a Irish broadcast player, so you wouldn't be able to get it. So yeah, sorry, Mel, sorry I interrupted you there. Palace and Brighton, 2-1 to Palace. What were you saying on that one?
I don't know if any of you watched it, but did you see the goal, the first goal, the finish?
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was an unbelievable finish. If you get a chance, go back and have a little look. Just a crafty little finish.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here on YouTube.
Have a little look at it. Yeah, it's just clever thinking, really. Like nothing special. But even Benteke's winner.
Oh, really, I love it. Give Pope Suarez in his place. Yeah, I love to see that. Get your teeth out of his face, little rat. He's trying to bite him. Look, he's trying to bite him.
I love Suarez one.
See his fresh meat.
Love him.
He's trying to try biting. I have to admit, I do actually like Suarez. I think he's brilliant. I love his fight and his passion. Like, you know what I mean? His work rate is unbelievable. Like, I was gutted when, well, I wasn't gutted. I was actually fucking delighted when he left Liverpool. But like, to not be able to watch him every week, like.
But even Barcelona letting him go to Atletico, like that's a massive mistake.
Crazy.
That was an outrageous first goal in the Palace game.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? The flick.
Unreal.
What's in the dolly going off? Had a decent enough game. He wasn't too involved in it, but didn't really stand out as doing much wrong, did he?
No, he worked hard.
Reece James, great player. Lacked a little bit of game time since Tuchel's come in. Like his, I was saying a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a week or two before Lampard got sacked, about Reece James, and I was just saying that he kind of dropped off a little bit. His attacking ability is a little bit lacking, where like he tends 9 times out of 10 when he gets past the ball out on the wing, he'll either, you can be guaranteed he's either crossing it or else passing it backwards. It's not often he actually runs at a player and at a defender. Another comment in there. Barca has the worst fan base in the world. I mean,
it's not wrong.
he's not wrong, because I think a lot of them aren't Barcelona fans, they're Messi fans, and I think when Messi leaves and retires, I think they'll lose a lot of them fans. I would say the majority of people that go to Barcelona games are tourists.
I'd say that's why they lost a lot of money. Like,
yeah, not a majority, but like a good portion, I would say, will be tourist fans. Like, obviously you go over to see Messi.
But like they're so much in trouble with money that
Fucking hell.
they were saying about Coutinho's out injured at the moment, and their plan is when he comes back from injury not to play him for the rest of the season, because if he plays 5 more games, they owe Liverpool another 5 million.
Jeez.
Like that's
Like,
how
I'm really worried about that much. Like, 5 million to a club is nothing. Like,
yeah, well, as you just said there, like they rely on tourists and stuff so much. So when fans can't go to the football games, they're losing out on millions.
Yeah, big time. Sorry, I'm just going to jump onto the Facebook comments there. I haven't actually been watching it. I've had my phone charged there, so just if I missed any.
Collie, you are starting to drift deeper and deeper.
Yeah, but I mean, we seem like we're controlling it. Like, I'm not too worried, really. I know I might be jinxing myself saying this, but we do look like we're under control and we're holding the ball well when we get it, and we're still working hard.
Does this keeper give you confidence that you have?
Do you know what I do? I do have confidence in, like, this game. Like, the ball at his feet, I've been a little bit skeptical there, but no. At the end of the day, I think he's a good keeper. He comes out and catches a lot of stuff when the likes of Kepa would have came out and flapped at it. It comes highly recommended from Peter Cech, who was probably one of Chelsea's best ever keepers. So I cannot argue with him.
Yeah, he hasn't looked great at his feet now. Be something to work on with him.
And it was always something. Like, it wasn't really the best. I don't think he was ever well known for his ball playing. He was always good effort. He was always kind of good shot stopper, good saves, and coming out, collecting the ball, catching the ball. So, definitely a lot happier with him there. Interesting one with him and Kepa. Lads, we have another game to look at, and it was tonight's game, Leeds and Southampton. Now, obviously, we didn't get a chance to watch it because we were doing this, but
they are
diving. Some results. So 3-0 to Leeds was. Bamford scored first. I had a 2-1 win for Leeds with Dallas to score. Dallas actually did get on the score sheet. Obviously, didn't win 3-0. Connor had 2-all with Bamford. Melon, you had 2-1 to Southampton with Ings to score. I've actually, Paddy, I don't know if you're still watching this, but I don't have your score prediction wrote down. So if you can get that into us, we'll read that out. But yeah, I got the result right, and I got a goal scorer right, not the first scorer anyway. But yeah, lads, it hasn't been. That's all the games that we looked at on the podcast. We actually haven't done that bad. We've got a couple of good results there, and we've got a couple of the score lines correct as well. So hopefully we can bring that into Thursday's podcast and get a couple more. Like,
it's good that you can actually go back over them, because if you were doing the league thing, because then people could follow who they're more likely to put bets on, or follow their recommendations, that way.
Yeah.
If people are on a good run of recalling results.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is going to be cagey for the last 5 or 6 minutes anyway.
Because I've just set back another 50 and 20 yards.
Yeah. Might be a few more chances. We might need Kepa here. Or sorry, fucking Mendy. Do you think Atletico will score, man?
No, I think Chelsea are going to hold on here and take the 1-0
win. What do you think, Warren? Do you think they're going to score?
I'd be cautious. With Suarez, he just needs a break. The ball just needs to bounce. It's in the right area, and he can just latch onto it, I think he's definitely concentrating 120% now for the last 5.
Yeah, and he's definitely got definitely got a opportunity with the likes of Christensen there, who is again prone to making that mistake and maybe a little bit of a lapse in concentration, and that might just give him that chance. So I think concentration here is key for Chelsea at the back.
You must be delighted with the performance.
Yeah,
must be delighted. They really have put in a good working like.
And in fairness to them, like they've been working hard and they've been getting around. Oh, Havertz coming on. It's nice to see. I'm finally getting back. Now, obviously, it's only 5 or 10 minutes, but it's nice to see him putting edging his way back into it. I think Giroud, what a fucking finish today.
Yeah.
Haven't seen enough of Pulisic, I won't lie.
This is his second season as well, isn't it?
Pulisic, yeah. He was
good last season.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Go on. Yeah, the big difference is work rate, isn't it? That's disgusting. Havertz is I'm really disappointed with Havertz. Not that I'm disappointed. I just really feel like that he could have shown a lot more than he has. Like he's a good quality player. Chelsea fans have been calling to sign him for a year or two before he done it. Like, but just hasn't hit the ground running. Like, that's a good tackle there.
Is that Alonso? Was it that challenge? They just found the goal.
I thought it looked like Christensen. What a fucking goal, lad. Sorry, I'm just looking at that replay again after coming up. That is an unbelievable goal. Like, Giroud comes up with some absolute worldies, doesn't he?
His highlight reel will be amazing.
Mount is celebrating before he even does it. He even scores. Wouldn't you be snapping if VAR wasn't in it and your goal was ruled off for that?
Oh. Like, when else are you going to score another goal like that? You know the way?
Yeah. Just remember his
think about, like, yeah, that was for Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Man, if you could sign 2 defenders to replace what you've got there, who would you be signing?
I'd just like to see them sign Koulibaly.
He's a good player, isn't he?
He'd be an absolute beast in the Premier League. I think if he leaves Napoli and whoever gets him going to the Premier League are definitely within a chance of winning the league next year.
There is massive shouts of Chelsea signing him. And again, I don't know whether it's just because of the pages I'm following, they seem to be putting this type of stuff up. But and along with Haaland as well, apparently Chelsea are favourites to sign Haaland along with Man City.
I think there's so much kind of paper talk and transfer rumours go around that you never see half the transfers happen.
It's hard, isn't it? Because there's people are just writing stuff like that just to make the papers, like. Do you know what I mean? And just spread
that's all it is. Like it's to create gossip, and then you have people talking about it, and sure half the time it never comes true. The one person I follow on Instagram is your man Fabrizio Romano, and he has all like the information before anyone else. He gives Sky Sports all the information and everything. So whenever I see him put something up that might be happening, I'm like, right, well then I'll start believing it. But I don't follow any of the other pages that are talking about transfers because it's bollocks half the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is a lot of bullshit talk. It'd be interesting, lads. Just going back onto Barcelona as we were talking about. What do you see happening with Messi at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think he's gone.
And do you think he's going to City, or do you think he's going maybe to America?
I think he'd be mad to go to America. I think he needs to go to England and have a season or two in England, and then maybe go and he can make all the money in America when he's fucking 40 or even 45. It's Messi. Like he'll make mad money in America whenever he wants to make it. But
I think it will say a lot about his character if he goes to MLS straight away. Because the question will still be asked, could he do it in other leagues? I don't think he could do it in the Premier League. I think it's a different... I know he's playing Champions League and he's winning everything. It's very different to the Premier League, do you not think?
I think he'd do it at City.
Silence come in there. I hope he goes to PSG. PSG is a very easy option, I think, for him. Gone to a team that usually dominates, and it wouldn't be very unusual considering he has said that he wants to play with Neymar again. So PSG is very likely, I think. But look, like at this stage of his career, like look at Ronaldo. Okay, we know Ronaldo's done it in multiple countries, and there's always going to be that comparison between the two. I think the two of them are in a league of their own, and very hard to compare the two. I think they're two very different players. But again, PSG is a good show for Messi, I think, because it would be the equivalent of going to maybe Bayern Munich although Bayern Munich aren't dominating as much as they used to. It is probably the most dominant team in that league, and it's almost nearly a guarantee that he's going to win the league there. So it's just another notch on the belt. So would you? I don't know if I agree with him not playing too well in the Premier League. I think it could maybe suit him. But again, it's hit and miss really with it.
I just love him to come up against fucking Burnley or something like that. You know, like someone that's just literally gonna be physical with him, park the bus.
I reckon if he goes to City under Guardiola, you'll see Messi do well. And I think Messi is Messi. He's an absolute monster. So no matter where he goes, I think he'll play well. He'll get goals for you. But as you say, Walter, I'd love to see him come up against some of these hard-hitting English teams and see what he's actually made of.
Like Sean Dyche would run out and just boot him. You know that way.
Sorry, lads. Mbappe to Madrid will be certain then. If Messi goes,
that's guaranteed. I think that's guaranteed already.
Yeah, I think Mbappe is going to Madrid. I reckon that will happen.
He's a new star boy.
So it's an interesting one. Mbappe, why would PSG let him go? Like, I know, obviously you're going to get massive amounts of money for him, but I don't know. He's literally potentially the next Messi and Ronaldo. You know what I mean? So.
I don't think it's about a thing of PSG letting him go. I think it's whether he wants to go to Madrid or not.
Yeah, maybe it's he's probably tying the hands behind the back and saying, "I want to go."
Yeah, go into the corner. Go into the corner, you mad thing.
I do think this is an absolutely brilliant result for Chelsea if they can hold on here. And I always did say that Tuchel was probably one of the best managers in the world.
Chelsea are doing what United can't do, and that's control a game.
Yeah, they're doing it very well as well. So just Madrid is Mbappe's dream, and he has the Zidane connection too with being French. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It'll be Pogba and Mbappe to Madrid if Madrid can afford it after the virus.
It's interesting to see what Madrid are doing next, because we've always kind of watched Madrid and they've always been way ahead and along with Barcelona, obviously way ahead of everybody else in terms of quality they have. But I think maybe lately they're kind of falling a little bit behind where they're carrying one or two that maybe aren't as good as. You look back in the day, obviously Zidane and fucking Raul, Figo, all them type of players. But don't know. They're definitely not as. Oh, jeez, in the face.
This ref is fucking shite.
I think Silent is playing is preaching to the choir to water there. Pogba plays now.
Feel your pain. You can have him.
Yeah. One minute left, lads. 1 minute left.
Playing card after this? What is now?
Yeah, I'll jump on you.
Yeah, what to do?
Get it up. Kante has been the difference since coming on. He's literally latched onto everything. Oh, that's a slash and a half.
Ooh.
Look at his knee.
Love to see it.
Fucking hell.
Love to see a tackle like that. Okay, what's on?
Look at his knee. His knee is slashed open.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That's it. Job done.
That's
Yes,
good.
lads.
Good result for Chelsea.
Unbelievable result. Well delighted with that. Yeah, happy. I'm happy out with that. I'm very surprised at that. I knew it was going to be kind of a low scoring game, but didn't think that it would be Chelsea to get the goal. I thought Chelsea just would have been solid at the back, and then maybe conceded a late goal, or else just held on to a 0-0 draw. So I'm happy out for that win, lads. How do you think that leaves Chelsea now going into the next leg? Definitely puts them in the driving seat. Like,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's Chelsea through to the next round.
be interesting to see. How far do you think? Just getting predictions, lads. How far do you think Chelsea are going to go in the Champions League?
Probably this is it. After this game, I think if they come up against a decent side, they're not going to win.
Say last
Yeah.
8. Yeah. Last 8 you can hope for.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Like, there'll be no easy games next round. Absolutely no easy games. Who you have? You have Madrid. Maybe not. Well, Madrid in
We've got
Madrid, Dortmund. Well,
City,
Munich and
City, I definitely think are fucking favourites, aren't they? But they seem to be renowned Europe chokers, like.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
put
PSG under
this year.
Pochettino. I'd love to see PSG win it with Pochettino.
Yeah, I mean, they always did have the potential to win it. It's just that they've always kind of been the bottlers of Europe, and yeah, it's a shame, really. Replacement for Casemiro when he starts to decline. Yeah, fair play. Lads, we're going to end it there. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching along with us. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. You'll turn on the notifications as well. We'll be doing a few more days, and we'll be doing weekly review shows every week for our predictions on the podcast on a Thursday, which is also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as well. So, yeah, make sure that you are subscribed to that. And then football bets for you on Instagram as well. That's where you'll get most of our updates. So any kind of competitions, giveaways. We're going to be on, like I said, lads. I have that massage gun that was sent out from D-Pro massage guns. And we're going to be doing that on Instagram. Probably in the next week or so. We're going to be talking about it in the pod on Thursday, and then running the competition then over the next week or two. So again, like I said, that's worth nearly guts of 260 quid, I think it was, on their website. So that's a good one to win. So lads, we're going to end it there. Cheers for coming on and watching the match with us. It's been enjoyable. Water, cheers for joining me.
That was good fun.
Yeah, Melon, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, cheers everyone for watching, and we'll see you on Thursday.